meat in the freezer.
So happy I'm on lunch.
It's so stupid. I think it might work.
Chaos? Like every hunting season.
Seems like it's not going anywhere, but it also seems like it could go somewhere.
He lost his paper bag, I swear.
I will not. I'm actually pretty good directionally.
Come on. Hey, it's a good sign that everybody's got the shooter buck.
Yeah, we're all going to shoot a buck this year.
No more. Can't eat the horn.
Oh, well, don't even start on that. Jinxing us around. Like, who's going to shoot what?
No, you got swanky new bow. I got a couple of old bows.
I saw your cool bear bows that you had posted the picture of.
Never been shot.
Dude, I have a really old one that Adam gave me. It's not a bear. I don't know what it is, but it's a really old school one. And he's like, he got it from a rummage sale and it's lefty. So he gave it to me and I was like, I'm kind of going to shoot this thing.
We kind of should
see if we can
put together some old clunkers and go do a doe hunt or something.
That would be super fun.
Not to downplay that a doe is easy or anything, because it's not.
But they're more frequent.
Yeah, they're more frequent. They're more prevalent. The odds are higher. What are you doing?
We're going to do...
This is the Okayest Hunter podcast.
I didn't mean to cut you off completely.
You totally did.
Never pass on shooter bucks, because that's just meat in the freezer. It's your tag. You hunt how you want. This is Okayest Hunter.
We're back.
We're back. That was the most sedate, laid-back entrance you've ever let out here.
That was.
It's like a tiny little fart. You just. We're back.
I thought it was going to be silent.
Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome to listen to the show, to the shit show.
Wow.
This is the Okayest Hunter podcast.
I mean, this is the first time you've drank an IPA on the podcast.
And it shows.
And it shows.
Well, I haven't drinking it yet. Drank it.
I haven't drank it.
I haven't consumed it yet.
It's delicious, by the way.
The week's already off to a great start. So I figured we would
just keep on rolling with it, huh?
Dive in.
We're not going to go back into that. Eric and I had a 30-minute cry fest together.
And then I showed up. Quiet. He showed up.
Crickets in here. What the hell's going on?
What's going on, guys?
Why are you holding him?
Why are you both in the fetal position in the corner? What the fuck is going on? What did I miss?
There's no complaints. Life is good, but life is life. Anyway, welcome to the show, and the three of us are in the studio, which hasn't happened in some time. We don't have a guest. If you guys want to call in, you can call in. Hopefully the phone works. I don't know. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't.
We can just start off with a round of where you've been and what you've been doing.
Ooh,
that.
All right.
I do want to say, though, I kind of have to say to some degree, that we are presented by Nozzler Ammunition. They will be on next week, the 4th of June. Dude, what is in my eyeball?
An eyelash? Contact, perhaps?
I don't have any contacts. Yeah. You are here for that one?
Yeah.
That's good, because you actually know stuff about stuff.
Right away.
So... I don't think you'll be able to keep up with Maddie.
No.
But you'll at least understand what she's saying.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you out of all of us that had nozzle ammunition, you put down 3 doe with 3 rounds, 4 doe, 4 rounds.
Yeah.
I have your shotgun and your shotgun shells that I didn't get to fire off. I almost lost one on the unload, so I was like, I'm not going to not give him one back because I didn't shoot it. That's stupid. I found it.
$4.50 a piece.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
If you get the cheap ones.
But code OHP will save you some cash money, 20% off over there. And we'll talk about other partners throughout the, episodic. But Greg and I are going to hang out Friday for a little bit at some point and bring our bear bows, the Alaskan XT and the Persist, which is hanging out behind you, to one of our local archery shops here in Dousman and get them dialed in so we can start shooting for the rest of the year until we get to the time where you get to shoot at a deer. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
You can tell by my voice being very excited about it. I really am. I just am trying to be weird, I think. I'm not sure.
Well, you're doing a good job of it.
Yeah.
We will have to make our way out to the 3D archery range there
At Horkin Archers?
at Horkin Archers, and we talked about this. Bring in
Midway Point.
the families,
Yeah.
and go shoot. We should do that before we film fest it this year.
Oh,
good idea.
okay.
Just go do a little
That's a good idea.
family fun day.
Yeah, I have a code for a gate to get into the place and do the stuff. This will be my 3rd year of membership. Actually, at some point, can draw for a whitetail hunt there. But
They do
seeing as
that.
I can barely get there as it is, I don't get there for a whitetail hunt. So I'll let other people have the chance. That I don't think I want to take that for anybody. In case I win, I don't feel obligated to go, and I might not have a lot of opportunity. Anyway, we're glad to be back. We don't really have you mentioned a topic of discussion: shooting bows, telling stories. We just said something about where have you been? What have you
Drinking
been doing?
beers and telling lies. That's what we're going to do.
Best
Greg.
at that. First part, at least.
Yeah.
Isn't there a game if I say two truths and a lie?
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. I can't think that quick right now.
That's tough.
Only it's someone only brought a 3-pack of these down for
It's
us.
a 4-pack. I only had 3 left.
At least
so I
there's a little
figured.
Basil Hayden dark rye over there.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah, so what have you been up to? Where you been?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Who is your daddy and
Who are
what
you?
does it do?
hey guys, I'm Eric. I did a turkey hunt on Friday morning with our good buddy Anthony Heller.
Ah, yes.
I went out to Hubbleton. I think that's where we were. Near your area,
Mhm.
not very far from there. And yeah, we hunted some turkeys. And there were some interesting things that happened.
Yeah, do tell. Can you
So-
share?
Okay, so on the way there, I saw a turkey in a field with another turkey, and one of those was a tom. And so I was like, hey, back of that way, I saw a big turkey in the field. I don't know this area at all. I don't know what's public or private. He does. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's a private field, but that turkey crosses the road on this time of day. There's also a cat over there that hangs out. So we go driving around. We're just making rounds in the truck to try to find where these birds are, locate them, and see if we can make moves. So sure enough, there was a cat right where he said there would be a cat. Same cat, same time of day.
Barn cat? House
I
cat?
think so. It
Town
was
cat?
like a white, black cat.
Ooh,
Oh,
white
yeah.
and black.
More
Classic.
black one. Classic.
Yeah, probably
Tuxedo Kitty.
Classic tuxedo. Probably a little jerk.
Yeah.
same thing. Like, yeah, there's the cat. I don't know. I'll tell ya.
Tuxedos are actually the best. They're really chill.
Yeah, interesting. And then turkey was. He's like that turkey
As long
was
as
in the
it
same
wasn't
spot.
an orange one.
Yeah, those oranges are assholes. And we saw some turkeys in another spot, and we're like, no, let's go over here. So what? We end up picking a spot to make a move. He's like, they're usually down this way. There's a lot of acreage we can walk, so we have a lot of opportunity.
Is this
So-
like wooded terrain?
yeah, wooded terrain with like some mixed in fields along the way. So we get to the edge of this one field, and we just keep going, and we're talking and chatting and catching up and shit. And he's like, "Ah, there goes a tom right now." He's like, "They're never in this field, but there's one there now." And he's making a run for it. He's like, "Give me your bag, run." He's like, he's gonna pop out over here. I was like, "You want me to what now?"
Give me a shit
He's like,
and
he's
go.
like, go. I was like, "Oh, we're moving. This is happening."
This is run and gun.
So-
Turkey hunting.
Yes,
I was
literally.
running
You
in my
misandering.
muck rubber boots, which I don't recommend if you're not wearing the right size socks, because I didn't anticipate running in them. So I may have developed slight blisters on the back of my heels. Beyond that, the boots were amazing. So then I'm running and I get there and I'm like covered up in mosquitoes like you wouldn't believe. Waiting and I'm like, well, this isn't happening. So then he texts me, it's not happening. I don't know where the bird went. Come on out. So we both come out of there. He's like, man, dude, there's never been a turkey in that field. I don't know what that he's like, I should have known better, or we should have peeked the corner. And that's what you're supposed to do. Like if we had a periscope, I suppose that would be a good contraption to have. And so we kept going down, and I don't know what happened to Anthony, but I'm not sure how many mosquitoes were around him, but I couldn't see. It was like a glow of mosquitoes around him. Like if I would do editing in Photoshop and put an outliner on someone, it was like that, but mosquitoes.
They just wanted him.
Dude, I was like, oh, they're not great, but I was like, dude, something's wrong. Something is wrong. And he's like, yeah, I don't know what's happening.
If he's O positive or O any of the O blood type, I don't know what it is, but because O is universal, they tend to congregate around those people.
It was insane. So we get back to, so he's like, this ain't happening. We gotta go back. The juice isn't worth the squeeze on this one. We get back, his hand had like,
Hives.
yeah, look, it must have been like 50 bites on his hand or something. He's
Holy
like,
crap.
he's like, yeah, I don't know what happened there. I was like, You look like you have a problem right now. You gotta lick my wounds. So we end up going to another spot, and we'd spotted some birds, so we went around up to a backside, made some moves, got into where we needed to be. He set up a couple decoys, and then just hens showed up. Actually, 2 hens were fighting each other. That same aggressive hen that was picking a fight with another one eventually ended up by our decoys. I was like, that wasn't there 2 seconds ago. That's a real bird. Totally shocked me. I didn't see her, I didn't hear her. All of a sudden, like, I wasn't looking, and then I was looking, and then she was there, and I was like, what? Oh shit, there she is. I was like, oh cool, we have 2 live decoys on 2 fields. He's facing one field, I'm facing another field, and we have 2 hens plus our decoys. And I'm like, no way a Tom doesn't show up. They're around. We know they're in this area. This has to work. They're putting and purring and clucking wherever the hell they do. The hens, the Toms never showed up. They never came. So I'm like, hey, there's a storm moving in. We should probably I got to get back to work. We should just pack up. He's like, well, let's just go this way, see if a Tom would have been trailing. So we go a certain way. And he's like, get down. Tom. So I drop down. And sure enough, there's a huge fanned out Tom. Like, you know how a hill kind of does this slow curvature? And the animals are always below that, like that crest of the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go far enough, you're silhouetting yourself against the horizon.
Yep.
So they were just, in that low part of this field. And so we were creeping up. So he's creeping up with the decoy. I'm crawling, with your shotgun, Greg, in this thick grass on this little like knob to get out. And he's going to try to call him in. I was going to shoot him in the grass laying prone. I was like, this is great. I'm my best shot at laying prone. This is my most accurate way to shoot a weapon. So I'm like, this is great. I'm going to be prone in the grass. The bird won't see me. He's going to call in. It's going to be a game over. Well, the birds kind of made their way to this corner of the field where we couldn't see them. So field, strip of trees, timber, field. It's all part of the same field, but there's a strip of timber coming out. So he's like, these birds are tucked into this field here against the timber. They don't see us. So he's like, we got to move now. Run before they pop out. So then we're running again. He's really fast. Like, I think he does like a 7-minute mile. I'm like a 9:50-second mile right now. And I'm in these boots. He's got like nice shoes on that are for like
sprinting.
Yeah. His go fasters. He's moving quick. And I'm like, and I'm not that out of shape. I've been running. Like, this is bullshit. And I'm like, we're in this field. It's all mushy. My feet are at this point really painful. Like the back of my heels were like, I was like, should I just take them off and run in my socks at this point? That's the thought in my brain. But he's like, if I stop, he's gonna wonder why I stopped. So whatever. So I keep running. I get up to him. I'm like dying. He's like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. I was like, I gotta pee. Stop talking. I'm gonna pee first. He's like, good idea. I'm gonna pee too. So then we both take pisses. We regroup.
They come back. They both have poison ivy, and they're all bitten up by mosquitoes, and the bird's long gone.
So
the bird's just watching, like, what
the hell?
So we go to make this move, and I didn't realize, and I should have known, but I've never really turkey hunted. First of all, I've not fucking ran to kill anything in my life. So I go to make this move down this tree line, and then I was going to pop out. I was going to then take my time slowly, because apparently turkeys don't care about noise as much as deer do. And I was going to just take my shot. I get down there, and there's no birds. I'm like, well, they must have seen me somewhere, because they are not here. And I also see Anthony sprinting to the other side of this field, running again. I'm like, what the fuck's with all the running? So then,
what are we running for?
So then I pop up. I'm like, well, they're clearly not here. He wouldn't have done that. And he's like, dude, I don't know. I think he's like, I watched and I saw you through a different opening making your way down that tree line. And I was like, well, I didn't see them through any of the openings. And I was wondering about that. But just because I couldn't see them didn't mean they couldn't see me. And that's what had happened. So got there. The birds weren't there. And that was our last move that we made. Then the rain came and started storming. So I was like, honestly, if we would have gotten a bird, we'd be dealing with this in a thunderstorm right now. And I don't know how I would have felt about that either. So that was my turkey.
You didn't have to go for a run later, though.
There's lots of opportunity. We had lots of literal action, and it was fun. It was fine. But we didn't kill anything. So, and I think he went out the next day and didn't get anything either. So very different style hunt than what we had done, where I sat in a spot and the birds came.
It's good to experience all of that. And you can have success either way. When you're running gun, though, you have a better chance of blowing more opportunities because you're being very aggressive.
Yeah, it was very aggressive.
But it's a lot of fun.
It could have worked.
It very well could have.
Well,
But you got to be really smart about it, apparently.
late season.
You just got to know the terrain. You got to know your area.
And I didn't. So, and he hadn't been to that one part of the field, apparently. He's like, that's one spot I'd never been, so I didn't realize you would have those pitfalls.
Nope.
He's like, but now I fucking know.
Well, and it's good and bad. The later seasons, having so much foliage
Yes.
offers you way more cover to move.
Mhm.
And like if there's a thin strip of woods, you can run down it if there's tons of green growth in there and leaves, and you can sneak up on them. But obviously, the double-edged sword is you can't see quite as far. And like you said, that hen was all of a sudden just there. You don't see them approach, and if they come in quiet, it's always harder. But
Yeah.
that's like the good part about late season. Early
Yeah.
season, you can see 500 yards.
Oh
into the
yeah,
woods. It's awfully
they can
hard
see you blink.
to sneak up.
Yeah, I can see. And that was actually one of the things he had mentioned. Like late season, we can get away with all this movement right now to some degree.
Mhm.
And we got within I think we were within 70 yards. We just
Nice.
had to close that distance and get into a position to shoot. So it was cool. It was fun. But I was like, I have to work. It's Friday. It was a very busy day. So as the clock kept ticking, I was like, I know we have to hike out of here. We got to drive back to my car. I got to drive back into town. So I'm driving through like horrendous weather on the way home.
Did you hit that storm perfectly?
Yeah,
Did you drive?
I was like watching lightning bolts come down, and Holly's like calling me and saying, "You need to pull over and find shelter." I was like, I mean, I don't think it's that bad, but it's not great. I'm in a car. Isn't that like a safe place to be when it's storming for lightning and shit? You can't get electrocuted because the rubber on the road.
Got rubber isolation.
Yeah. What about you guys? What's up?
Travel for work.
How's
but-
your turkey hunting go? You both killed some.
Yeah. I had one tag. I couldn't get another. I got on too late to look for an extra, which actually worked out fine because of my work travel anyway. So, yeah.
Yeah, you put the hammer down on your first one. No problem.
Well, I whiffed the first time, and the second day was a
I wasn't
redemption
gonna
day.
say that.
Well, that's fine. What's part of being okay, right?
Yeah.
We let it all out. Screw up or not, it went fine. I was able to redeem myself. Same group of toms that came strutting in the day before. I moved closer to them and caught them a little off guard, I think. And two came out, and the other three stood and watched, and that was the end of the one. So it worked out good.
Heck yeah.
I got white meat in the freezer, aside from the fish.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
You killed one?
Killed one first season. It was a pretty fun one.
I didn't hear the story because we just were rolling through all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, it was went to the public spot that I like to hunt early season and set up in the morning and had the whole group come down from where I thought they would be, but they just did not come my way. They went the opposite way. So I tried to get out of there. I could have hunted for like another 45 minutes, an hour maybe, but I knew if I got out right away, they wouldn't see me and I could come back later, and they were just working away anyway. So I came back that afternoon, set up with my bow on the ground, just with like my little camo netting, and set up decoys thinking they were going to come back. And I had one big tom that did make his way back in, but he must have saw me as I was getting GoPros and video cameras and getting my release on because he was kind of interested, and then he just ended up working off the other way. And then three younger ones came in, and they came to about 40, but then they just kind of skirted my decoys. I don't know, I had like a half strut Jake. I don't know if they just were scared or stupid or just didn't like it or what. But they kind of just worked around it. I wasn't going to shoot that far. It was real windy. So they worked off to their roost spot. And then the next morning, I got out again early and ended up making a move on them because they flew down away again and set up and called in those same three little idiot toms. And they made a bad choice and came in.
It just takes one dumb one. It's the ones we're out there to kill anyway.
They were
right?
putsy. Yeah, they were putsy. And they kept working back and forth and finally came through and got a shot. Then I had a tag for the fifth period and went up north for that. I had a tag for up north. So we were up at the cabin and Gus wanted to go. So I took my son. He's 7.
How do you hunt a bird up in the Northwoods?
Really hard. It's similar tactics to what we hunt here. I mean, it's just a matter of finding where the food is and where the hens are. And
there's some spots.
I mean, clear cuts are good spots because it's area of browse, and they like to browse like deer do almost.
Almost everything up by us now is clear cuts. There's tons of clear cuts. The turkeys like that. And then there was pretty major acorn deer last year. So there are spots that acorns are still on the ground, and any of those spots are pretty ripped up.
Yep.
So Gus wanted to go, so I woke him up at 10 after 4, and he popped out of bed. He was so rearing to go. So he and I took off, and we called in a couple spots, and nothing was talking. We didn't hear a single gobble, but we set up in a spot that was pretty good near some acorns, lots of scratching, and we called a hen in, and she was talking like crazy and came right by us. So he thought that was super cool, and he kept going, Dad, shoot it. Now's your chance. Shoot it before it goes. I was like, buddy, it's a hen. We can't shoot that. Just shoot it. It's really cool. I was like, can't do it, bud.
Take it easy.
So we had that cool encounter. He thought it was really cool. And then I said, we're going to drive by one more spot. I want to check. And we come around this bend on a old dirt road. There's a tom and a hen in the road.
Nice.
And I was like, buddy, look at that. And the tom goes off one side, hen goes off the other into a pine plantation. I'm like, bud, this is perfect. He's going to be looking for that hen. We're going to keep driving up. We're going to run around the backside of the hill, set up in the pines, and we're going to start calling right away. He'll think that's his hen. So we got in there, and we're sitting against a deadfall, and Gus is sitting next to me, and I'm calling, and I'm like, he's not going to gobble. We scared him with the car. It's only 200 yards away. He's not going to gobble. He'll come in quiet. So I'm like, just watch, buddy. Just keep watching, keep watching. We sat for probably 15 minutes, didn't see or hear anything. And all of a sudden, I thought I saw a glimpse of something. I was like, I think he's coming, buddy. Get ready. I think he's coming over here. And he starts talking. He's like, how much longer are we going to sit? And I was like, well, I think I saw him. Just be patient. And then as I'm talking to him, I see like a bird land on a branch right where I was looking. I was like, it's probably just that stupid flipping bird, and it's probably a branch.
Yeah, you just saw a little movement, and
So he's like, are we still sitting? And I was like, let's give it a few more minutes. He's like, can we just go? He's not coming. And I was like, let's make a move. We'll go 100 yards down, and we'll sit for 20 more minutes, and then we can go home. He was getting hungry for breakfast.
yeah.
So I stand up. I take 10 steps, and all of a sudden he goes, oh, Dad, there he goes. Here he was 50 yards away, right where
your
I
eyes
thought
weren't
I saw
playing
it.
tricks on you after all.
Right where I saw it, right? The classic should have given her 5 more minutes.
Should have given 5 more minutes.
He goes, yeah, it was a big one, Dad, big red head. And I was like,
Yep.
well,
Good
we called him
lesson
in,
learned.
bud.
Yeah. Well,
Let's go get breakfast.
yep.
So
I guess we're done.
We had a lot of fun together.
That's good.
It was good.
Yeah.
So,
It's a good lesson for him to learn, huh?
and we had fun. You walked around up there in the blowdowns.
Oh, yeah.
The first spot we went to where we called in the hen, we had to go about 500 or 600 yards, and the whole what used to be a logging trails, all blowdowns. So we were going through pickers, and
It's
he did
rough.
really well. He did awesome. So he got
Those
up early, went
blowdowns-
through the crap.
Those blowdowns come down, trees come down, and immediately everything with thorns grows up because now the canopy is opened up so much that stuff just goes into overdrive, and it grows and thickens everything up. It's wild how thick it is in there. But even when you and I were walking around, we were finding turkey tracks all over the
There
place.
was a lot. The area you and I walked.
Oh, that was hell.
That was even.
That was hell.
You can't even walk through that.
No,
what we were
I don't
doing
know.
in
I don't
there.
know how. We had a tough time, but it was somewhat manageable. But by now, I gotta believe that it is so thick with thorns. Like nobody in their right mind would go in there.
Greg says manageable, but his boot didn't touch dirt for 150.
I was
yards.
literally walking, and I was anywhere from 4 to 6 feet off the ground, walking across blowdowns. And if I fell in, it was a pit of thorns. It was awful. And just we're zigzagging, and I'm whistling at him. He's whistling back. Like he's gaining speed. He must have hit some clean ground and was able to book it on out of there. I'm going, yeah, or he was going under, and I'm going. There's no freaking way I'm getting down to go under any of this stuff. I'm going to be caught in this crap. So I'm hopping blow down, running across, hopping another blow down, running across, doing the balance beam act across, all that stuff. And we get to it's an island. I call it an island. It looked like an island because it was high ground. It was a ridge that came up out of the bottoms. And my side was all blowdowns. He was up over the other side already. Oh, wait for you. Okay. Get up, walk the spine of it across. Meanwhile, I fell off a blowdown into some thorns. It's like, yeah, all right. And I'm like, yeah, I'll be up there. Just give me a few minutes. Pry myself out of the thorns, get back up on the balance beam, walk across, get up onto the high ground. All right, where are you? He's already down over the side and into the valley. Yeah, don't come down here. Not good. Oh, okay. Well, what are we going to do from here? I don't know. I'll wait for you. So I took my sweet ass time and I got in there, and well, right sucks. Left sucks. Straight ahead sucks.
It all sucks.
It all sucks. Well, well, I know there's a swamp over here. Well, let's head that way. So we did. We made our way.
When a swamp is reprieved, that's a problem.
The swamp was by far
way better. I don't care.
1,000
You know, I'd have
times
been happy walking knee deep in muck over that crap. It was rough.
What's cool about that though is going up there, driving around in the morning.
Oh yeah.
In the dark still with Gus when we were going turkey hunting, and then walking around. There are more deer tracks and deer
Tons.
sign than I have seen in the last 30
Yeah,
years.
because when you and I were there, like
It's awesome.
we were finding some deer sign, but not a ton.
Yeah.
And we were finding turkey tracks, and we found 2 sets of bear tracks. So it was kind of, at least we're seeing something.
All that regrowth though is finally
Mhm.
providing some really good cover for fawns. I think more fawns are surviving, and there's just a lot more deer.
Yeah.
So that's
Well, they've got all those thorn patches to protect them.
yeah, they do. Yeah.
The whole thing about your kid, Gus, not like you want to get breakfast. It's an early start. It's a lot of city. He wants to go back. I am a really bad dad with that stuff because I'm still thinking I'm a solo dude and I can endure. So we went morel mushroom hunting with the kids. And I get so locked on. Like, no, we just got to go around one more ridge, one more patch, one more turn on the path, one more, like, look over here. We can look, there's a dead tree over this. We got to go to that one more dead tree. Like, in my mind, I'm like, at least from morel mushroom hunting, I'm like, I've yet to find one of these effing things. It can't be that freaking hard. I'm going to find one. Determination kicks in and I turn into a different human. My wife is like, something is wrong with you. You have children. They haven't eaten lunch. They're tired. They're hungry. They have ticks crawling on them. We need to go. And if we keep going further, the ability to leave is going to get harder because it's a farther trek back. The kids are already breaking down. We need to get back before it goes to full-blown meltdown mode. And we're trying to carry 3 kids out of the forest. And I don't know. I'm worried about myself as a dad when I bring them to do other
I think
things.
that's normal. That's very normal. Though.
So is that how all, like when I think back to my dad and how I might frustrate him, or I hear all these stories about, you know, dads going, shut up, you know, quit breaking branches or quiet, or like, it's just different when you see you're there's no light switch. It's like you're now doing something a different way that you've never done it, and it's against the grain of what you're trying to accomplish as your goal. Your new goal is now to make sure the humans are good, and that feels hard for me.
I had the ace up my sleeve when we stopped for gas on the drive up. We stopped at Quick Trip, and I was paying for gas, and they had the big peanut butter chocolate Rice Krispie bars.
There you go.
And then they had the muffins up there all on special. So I grabbed one of each, and I was like, all right, stuff these in the turkey pack. I'm not going to tell him, but as soon as he gets bored out there, I'm going to whip one of these out and be like, which one do you want? You know, and then, so that worked. You know, he had half that peanut butter bar. He was excited. And then I got battleships on my phone and an 8-ball pool. He likes playing both of those. And so I give him, I'm like, you want to play pool or battleship? He's like, yeah, I'll play. You know, so I'm watching, he's playing battleship. I'm calling a little bit. He only had my phone for about 5 minutes. I turn over and look. He's not on pool or battleship. He's texting Grandpa. Dad,
shut up.
We haven't seen any turkeys yet. I'm reading it. Dad said we have to stay 20 more minutes. What are we having for breakfast? And I was like, oh, that's cute. That's awesome. He's texting Grandpa.
That's great.
Screenshot that, put it in a frame.
Totally.
Next to the bird you would have killed if you got one. That'd have been funny.
Oh man, you made a memory. It was fun. And
as long as you come out with the positive, right? Like we
That's
always
what
talk
it was.
about that, but
yeah,
the bird was there.
I didn't want to push it too long because
then you crossed into a different realm of.
We
like,
had fun.
yes.
You know, put the windows down.
Knowing whether that line
music.
exists is I think going to be the hard part for me.
It's always
like I don't know. It's just an interesting dialogue. As we have kids that are excited to go do stuff. It's like, well, how far can you take them? How far can you push them? What's too much? Because they're just little humans. Look at their hands, their face. Even Gus, your guy's 7, right?
Yep.
It's still a little person, you know. I look at my little girl, my little guys. I'm like, they want to go, they want to do stuff. I brought them deer hunting last year. We'll see that footage at some point. I don't really remember what had happened there, but it was very mild, and I did it that way intentionally. So that worked out. I went into it with a very low. I mean, with basically no expectation of even seeing a deer.
Yeah.
And just to let them do their thing.
But
then I thought, like, oh, I thought I heard one. And then I'm like, then I could feel the change in my mind. I'm like, guys, shut up for a second.
Hey, pipe down.
You hear that?
Quit breaking sticks. You're breaking sticks.
I know we were going to go hunting. Just, I need you to be quiet.
Your foot doesn't need to do this for 5 minutes.
My dad never took us hunting. He would take us scouting or out walking around on the land, and it never failed. My sister had hair that went down to her butt.
Oh no!
And
was
you
that
know,
getting caught in burrs?
burdock. I literally would spend an hour.
Is that why burrs are called burrs? Because they're short for burdock?
Well, there's difference
I'm
between
thinking about those
thorns.
those fucking burrs.
Burdocks.
That
You know,
stick
they're
to
about
you.
yay big. They stick to you, and they'll get in clumps. And this is spring, summer. This is summertime when everything's green. Green burdock is way harder to get out of hair
Then dry one.
than
Oh,
dry
yeah.
ones.
Yeah, you're
Oh my!
right.
Because with dry one, you can run a comb through it. At least it'll shred apart. Not the green ones.
They're
No way. Awful.
Shoved. Did she have to get a haircut then?
Oh yeah.
So that long hair didn't last too
No,
long.
not for very long. There were chunks missing out of it when I got done because I was the
That was
oldest.
a
I
sad
had to
day
do
for
that.
everybody.
Oh yeah.
Core memory, not in a good way.
No. A memory just the same. Stay away from those damn things.
Oh boy, what else is going on, guys?
Doing some a lot of antler repair.
Are you?
A lot of projects going on. I was working on some last night. Did a drawing for our buddy Brian at
Mhm.
Good
Yeah,
Sit.
I saw that.
So that was
job.
kind of cool. That was pretty cool. His wife commissioned me to do that for his birthday. So I was like,
But
hey.
you helped so back up a bunch because how did you come in contact with him to drag a deer out of the woods?
So that
in
was a
Illinois?
whole wild
It's just
situation.
serendipity. That's
So-
probably a good story.
I probably started talking to Brian about 7 or 8 years ago. I think he had followed. I used to run a page called Wisconsin Whitetail Trail Cam. It
You not
still
run that anymore?
exists. We haven't done anything. I haven't posted on
Was
that
it
in years and years.
what-
Wisconsin Whitetail Trail Cam.
Yep.
And it was Dave and I started it. Dave actually started it.
It's kind of how I met you.
Yeah, because he's like, he lived down here. I lived up there. We used to post on there trail cam pics for each other, like,
Mhm.
to share trail cam pics. You couldn't send them on like your flip phone, you
Yeah.
know? So we'd post them
Even
on
now, if
there.
you have an iPhone and Android, it doesn't work great. So
Yeah.
yeah. probably
So
still even-
that's how it started. And then we started posting all kinds of stuff, and it kind of became my scouting and hunting page for a long, long time. And I think Brian had gotten on there somehow, and he was in Illinois. And then he started like a Central Illinois public land hunters page or
Okay.
whatever. And I was looking into hunting Illinois. So I started messaging him, and we started talking back and forth about different properties, this and that. And just kind of, you know, how so many of those things go with
Yep.
people online. Just talk here and there, hunting season. And I had told him and my dad were coming down to hunt the public. And he said he was going to be on vacation too. And we're staying in a hotel, maybe 20 minutes from where he was hunting. And one night I get a call from Facebook Messenger, and it's Brian. And he's like, dude, I just shot the biggest buck of my life. He's like, I'm way back in the sticks. I don't really want any of my buddies who are local to know where I'm hunting. And you're down here. You want to come help
Oh
me
my
drag this
gosh.
sucker out? And I was like, hell yeah, dude. So I
Nice.
was like, I'm with my dad. Can my dad come? He's like, yeah, sure. So we met Brian, a guy I never met before. Him and his cousin met him in a parking
Hey,
lot.
can you meet me
at
in the
like
middle of the woods?
11,
at night?
at like 10:30 at night,
If you're a woman, that's just good.
and it's raining,
Oh,
and it's
man.
it's raining. So met him, and he was exactly how I would be, like slightly beside yourself at what you just did. So you're like trying to remember everything, but you can't remember everything. And we walked back there and saw his buck, and he took a video of it. You can see that on YouTube. It's really cool. Dragged the buck out, took some pictures, dragged the buck out, and
What year was that?
I think that was 2 seasons ago, not the
Yeah.
past one, the one before.
Yeah, he just commented in here a little bit ago. Boom. That was earlier for something. So I don't know if he's still watching right now, but so then the photo you got, you were literally there. Like you took the photo.
Yeah, I think so.
You took the photo, and at that time he had no idea you're an artist or anything like
I
that
don't
at all.
think so. No, and then his wife commissioned me, and I was like, hey, I think I might have taken this photo. She's like, for real? I was like, yeah, it's kind of cool.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, Brian's a real good guy. We've had him on before.
Mhm.
Yeah, he helped
Look
me
him
out
up.
with some stuff
Yep.
with the Good Sit Mobile.
Yep.
He found a really good way for me to strap down the latitude sticks to one
Mhm.
another. I know they sell you the little rubber strap. The stuff he has.
The stuff he
no
has is
offense,
way
it's
better.
like, it just genuinely.
That's a nice
truly way better.
paracord bungee mod. It's pretty awesome.
Paracord bungee mod.
Yeah, and he
That's
has a
what it is.
little G clip that helps hold it together. And then he also has a nice bow hanger, gear hanger too.
I use his GoPro mount that he's got.
Yeah.
It's got the same little G clip. You hook it. And it's nice about that paracord is
Works good.
you can reef on it and tighten it, and it's not going to rip.
Nope.
The latitude one, I broke that within 2 weeks of having it.
Yeah.
I was just,
But it didn't.
I
Hold
like it
as-
all to be tight, and I pulled it.
It didn't hold it as tight. Like
It
that
just
that
ripped.
stretchy what did you call
Rubber
it?
buckle,
That bungee.
yeah.
Dude, you can give her, and it like those things are not jiggling, moving, nothing.
Nope.
But it's still super easy and manageable and lightweight. And there's I keep one of that thing is strapped to the
Yeah,
first
mine's
stick. It's
permanently
not
attached to
yeah.
my sticks.
With what's it
doesn't.
called? What's the knot on that? The slip
That's a
knot?
Prusik
No,
Girth-
not a-
girth hitch.
Girth hitch.
or
thank
girth
you.
hitch.
And it's
Yeah.
got a Prusik on the other end.
Yeah,
Okay.
Prusik on one
The
side,
girth
girth
hitch
hitch.
is
hitch.
to your sticks, and
Yep.
then the girth hitch is what the elastic bungee's on, right?
Mhm.
Yep. And then the Prusik is how you can slide.
Yep.
Or whatever. Yeah, I probably don't do it right, but it works for
It
me.
sounds like it's
whatever,
working.
Whatever it is,
if
I've
you're
done.
if you got it working right and they don't clank around and they don't fall apart, you're fine.
Yeah, I'm sure, but I'm sure I'm like not strapping it the way that it's intended. I'm probably doing something wrong with how I'm doing
We're
it.
all doing
but it's
everything
fine.
wrong once in a while.
Right. Somebody always knows something better.
But I had posted my setup last year because I got the sticks and all that, and I was really excited about it. And I got the stealth strips and did all the tape. I got the custom ones because I didn't feel like I was confident in my own abilities to cut tape. That shit's really sticky.
Oh my god!
It's so sticky that like I was like, I don't know.
If it sticks to its stealth, you might as well throw
I
it
didn't
away.
know what I was. The first
You
time I
can't
ever bought
No,
stealth sticks.
no.
No, it's done. Once you put on, it's done. So I bought
Uncle
stealth
Lou did a
sticks.
good job of developing that product.
They're freaking great. I
Yep.
love stealth strips.
Well, you have seen my work on the stealth strips on my Lone Wolf, like the old traditional half, the single step ones where they pivot or whatever.
Mhm.
I didn't know at all. I just went like this, like spun it around it,
Right.
and then later on in life, I see people like cutting it, putting it on perfectly. I was like, oh, I didn't.
yeah, not
I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Like I didn't get it. So now I
As long as it does the job. I mean, really, what you need it for is the contact points.
But Latitude sells a stealth strip kit that's made for their sticks
Mhm.
that Lou or whoever
Uncle Lou.
helps do stuff over there.
And honestly, if
fit them to their sticks.
if you don't
so-
want to buy the stuff through Latitude, I mean, Uncle Lou makes stealth strip kits for a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Or you can just buy.
you can
you
just
know,
buy the tape. That's what I'm saying. I
you
didn't
buy the
want to
tape
do
in
that.
different
I just
lengths and
wanted to
widths.
buy it the way it was.
And every once in a while, he does have really good sales
Yeah.
on the big bulk rolls or like
Mhm.
whatever. Like,
Yeah,
odds and ends.
miscuts and stuff.
Dude, just buy the odds and ends stuff.
You'll use it.
You know,
You'll find
over
a
and
place
over,
to use
and
it.
that stuff will work great.
Yep.
I always thought it was so stupid when I saw guys post on tree stands wrapping stealth strips around the cables. I was like, why would you do that?
Until you hit it with a
Until-
rubber boot.
Until you're wearing a non-neoprene rubber
Uh-huh.
boot and it's going and there's a little wetness in the air. It's
Oh
like,
man.
it sounds like you're playing a really shitty violin
Yes.
up in your tree stand. And you're like, oh,
100
that's why.
That is
they
why.
were
See,
doing that.
just when you thought you were smarter than everybody else, dumbasses spent all that money for a bunch of snake oil.
I
Mm-mm.
wondered the same too. I was like, is it just the look? Are we just covering everything
Nope.
at this point? Because they just felt like when you're a kid and you get spray paint, you fucking spray paint everything.
Oh, yeah.
You have scissors, you cut everything, including your hair. You get cell stripped, you cell strip everything. It's
Everything.
like the freaking the Frank's Red Hot slogan. I put that shit on everything.
That shit. I can stealth strip my steering wheel.
Keeps your hands warm.
I can't find the damn thing. It's all camo.
I can't see it. I know it's
Stealth
there.
strip on our podcast, dude. What can I stealth strip in here? You know, something probably. Anywho, so I don't know what the fuck we were talking about, but
This is what we're doing.
This is the whole point of
There
it.
was a lead in here, but I don't remember where we came in. the
People
door
aren't
from.
listening to us to get smarter. I can tell you that.
Oh no, yeah, you definitely get dumber listening to this podcast. I told my boss today, believe this, he was making me do math
Oh shit.
for my job. Believe that, and
Does he know what
he's
you
like,
do with
hey,
calendars?
he's like, nope, what am I going to do? 'Cause we're not going to go on that path. And I was like, he's like, I think you got gross and net mixed up. And I was like, well, I think you're right. I probably did get that mixed up. Shocker.
You made me do math.
So I fixed the equation, right? And
Why
then,
is the net twice as big as the gross?
and I sent him a message like,
Nets
sorry,
are for fish.
sorry, I don't mean to be okay at everything.
I'm
He's
sure
like,
he
it's okay,
appreciated
pal.
that.
I was like, God, it's been a hell of a day. I mean, that was part of my problem today. I was doing like some pretty hardcore equations actually to figure out ad spend. If this, then that. If that, then this. If
There's
we
a
have
name
this,
for
then
that.
Dude, it was terrible. I do know how to do it.
That's what they do down
I
the
just
hall
don't
from
like
me.
He
it.
looked,
Try to
he
stay
looked
away.
like Alan at the poker table.
I felt like you know that meme with
Right.
the dude from Always Sunny in Philadelphia where he's got the crazy shit behind him.
Yeah.
I
With the
sent Greg a
strings.
picture of something I was working on. I was like, "This is whiteboarding shit."
Yes.
today?"
I'm like, I saw that. I'm like, oh, yeah, I remember some of those things in that. That's cool.
God. pretty intense. So yeah, actually, I would love to do. I actually part of the vision of this studio is to get a whiteboard in here, and that didn't come to. That's not happening. I feel like I need to.
You ran
the
out of wall
outside
space. Like we need to take that wall and kick it that way another 6 feet.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. But I think what I could do is finish the wall on the other side. And
We
use
haven't
it.
finished the electrical in this freaking.
No, the lighting needs to be done. How many times am I gonna say this? Like, I just guys, it's not gonna get done if it's me. I need someone to just be like, you know what, Eric? I took your Home Depot credit card. I bought some fucking lights.
You know what we're
and
gonna
I'm
have
come in
to
on
do?
Friday and get them installed.
We're gonna have to pick a weekend that none of us are busy.
We can finish my basement first,
Yeah, there
and then
we
we'll
go.
come
We
over
might have
here
a basement,
finish
and then
yours.
you're gonna come over to my house.
A basement.
We might
circuit.
have like a traveling circuit.
There we go.
Whose house are we stopping at
And
next?
we got to finish the circuits in here, finish circuits in there, and
Yep.
full circuit.
We
of
might have
basement
to. We
work.
might have to make the rounds.
Yeah, I mean, but who did so? Adam Kaufman did our trim in here.
Mhm.
He's a finished carpenter,
Mhm.
and
That's
he does
free to
side
prowl.
gigs. He does free to prowl. And I
In
said to
fact,
him,
I will be having him on Thursday to talk about
Oh,
the
really?
Sturgeon Bay Open. Yeah.
dude, he knocked
He
this
was
out
up
in like
slamming
4
some
hours.
smallies, wasn't he?
We'll be having a conversation about that on
He-
the Okayest
We
Fisher
should,
podcast.
well, if he's in Wisconsin, we got to get him back in here. First, he's a super big man. He's a very large, tall dude.
Mhm.
And his truck is really cool. It's decked out to the nines. It's very functional. But this dude travels the country, living out of his truck, hunting giant wild game, fishing crazy fish, doing ice, all of it.
Mhm.
But then he came here and knocked out the finishing in this room in like a few hours, which is confusing because he also inside of the time frame went to Home Depot, got stained the wood, and then still hung it. I was like, I mean, the staining alone would have taken me a day. What do you mean?
He knew the right stuff to use. That's just it. He shortened the learning curve on you by a lot.
Yeah, he's got good tools and probably knows how to do math.
What's even funnier is our pal and my co-host Matt Strime. They're buddies.
Oh
Like,
yeah. Well, so are
if
we,
he's having
you know?
problems with his truck out on the road, guess who he calls? Matt.
Yeah, I call Matt too. I call Matt when my car is making a funny noise, and I was like, I think it's wheel bearings. What do you think, Matt? He's like, well, based on what
And
you're
he
describing-
probably made the joke, well, it's got a blue oval on the front, so
yeah, maybe that's what it was.
That means it could be a big list of things, or
The 40.
yeah.
I need some bourbon. Turkey season ends on the 31st here in New York. Wow, that came
Calder?
kind of weird. Narc. Hoping to get out one last time to try and be successful.
I
Good
called
luck,
it.
buddy.
It's Calder.
Calder.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
know our listeners.
Yes, sir.
I want to get back out in the woods, the deer woods. I mean, I don't because the mosquitoes are out, but I also haven't been in the woods scouting for a long time.
And it's been freaking raining, man. Like for my area with all that nasty ragweed, I'm hoping that with it being as wet as it is, it's drowning some of that crap out.
Yeah, how does that work?
It flourishes when it's
Dry?
when it's dry. I mean, look how tall that crap is.
The last time I was in there with you, it was an absolute jungle.
Yeah. Oh no, it's gotten worse. Like where I shot that deer,
Yeah.
it's nothing but tall shit now.
And it was so thick.
It's that all that grassy area that in there that was like the opening in there.
Not
Gone.
like that.
Nope.
Solid ragweed.
It's solid ragweed.
Nope, fuck that. Never again.
I didn't like that stuff.
Never
sucked.
again, Greg.
Try being quiet going in that shit.
You're not.
Not possible.
It's worse
You
than
go in early.
Phragmites.
You go in early season, and
Phragmites.
it like
It's just as bad as Phragmites.
It's
At
like
least
worse.
Phragmites bends.
Shit
This shit does
Watch
not.
the screen. Watch this. What the f is? How do I get rid of this trash? I've googled it every week and I can't figure it out. Wait,
What are you doing?
just watch. What the shit?
Ooh,
There's a lag.
balloons.
You got baballoons.
Happy birthday, Eric.
Happy
Now you're gonna show us
birthday.
where the buck beds are. So, I have video footage of a GoPro on my shoulder of walking through that crap. You just hear me suffering for like an hour.
He's like huffing and swearing and huffing
I
some
lost
more
an
and
arrow. I
swearing.
almost broke my bowstrings. You just keep getting stuck.
I got a side note real quick from the balloons, and you just said buck bed, and we were just talking about how thick shit is. My buddy Bo, our buddy Bo,
Blake's cousin.
Blake's cousin, who was
Who was
just
on
on
last
last
week.
week. Yep,
Yes.
Bo with Ghost Bucks Hunting. He just sent me a message the other day. This past weekend, he got out, and one of his clients, he's a physical therapist, so
Yep.
he's helping people feel better all the time. One of his clients that he's had for a long time has some property in Wapaka and said, "Hey, I'd love for you to come out and scout it with me and show us what we're doing wrong."
To you?
No,
To Bo?
to Bo.
Okay.
Yep.
Because
And
you've
so
done this before.
I've done this for a couple people. Yeah,
okay.
it's a lot of fun. Love doing that. So Bo went out there and they took a walk, and he's like, "Dude, you would just shit your pants. These guys have this beautiful property. They've never walked half of it. They got their spots on the field
Do they
edges.
leave more than half of it
sends
for
me a
sanctuary?
video, dude. Bo sends me a video. There's 5 beds, almost as big as this table. Rubs everywhere. Bo found 8 sheds Saturday in this green
Wow.
growth. 8
Wow.
sheds on that property.
Those guys don't walk around their property nearly enough.
No, he said they don't walk it. There's spots they've never walked on. They've had it for like 20 years. So he's sending me videos. He's like, oh, and by the way, after coming out here and showing them where they move their stands, they said I can hunt out here this fall. I was like, good for you, dude. You're amazing. Like,
Yeah, you earned it.
8 sheds in the green growth of late May.
Wow. That's
What a
crazy.
maniac.
I don't know. Did he show you any photos of the sheds with you?
Yeah, he sent a
Are they
few.
real?
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple
Are
5-point
they
ones.
hefties?
It's Wapaka County. It's a good area.
There's
There's
good
big
deer in
ones.
there.
Wapaka
He said
County-
they
is
shoot
Wap-
real
is
nice ones
Wapaka
already.
County a good area?
Is that good?
Is that good?
Is a bonita trophy fish?
It's a trophy fish, so yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of a big deal.
I-
I was just trying to join the conversation.
Shut up, Dale.
Oh, sorry, couldn't help myself. That's what it sounded like.
But yeah, I mean, that just made me excited because I get my summers off. That's like my time to scout. It's
Yep.
like I get
How much are you
summers.
going to be? Do you need to borrow the solo canoe, the kayak, the what? Like, you could maybe, if you
I
want to
will
come out here,
tell
you don't have
you-
to travel with one your whole way. You could stop by and pick something
I
up.
will tell you, the solo canoe, just from our little adventure,
It's amazing.
is the way to go.
The little one. Yours was really heavy, right?
It's heavy. If you got any kind of current to paddle against, you're working twice as hard.
Really?
Because you're lower to the ground. It's heavier. It's a
in the
tri-hull.
water.
It's a tri-hull design. It's not slick smooth like a canoe or like there's other kayaks out there. Old Town makes the Loon. That's extremely efficient hull. This thing not designed for that. It's designed for stability. Like you can stand up on it. I can cast a 7'4" bass fishing rod with a heavy lure on it, and I hardly rock. It's great for that.
I brought both kids on it with me.
Yeah.
Of which can't stop moving.
You can't sink that thing.
Didn't tip. I had Dane in the front
That's-
compartment and Logan was in the
It's
back.
a beast, but the there's give and take, right?
Yeah.
The giveaway that you're giving away is your efficiency and lightweight.
That solo canoe is
That thing is. We should have a second one, in my opinion. We should. I don't care if I got to buy one.
I gotta
if
try
I'm-
it.
Yeah, the solo canoe is
you
sweet.
get the benefit of both worlds.
Yep.
It's
You're
like a
low enough to
canoe,
the
but
ground,
in it,
you're low enough
and
to
it's
the
small
water.
like a kayak. It's portable. It's light. I mean, I toss in my car with one hand, like I'm He-Man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be using one for sure this fall because
Why don't you try it out?
I think it was like 2 or 3 seasons ago. I had opening day plans to kayak into this spot.
Yep.
I told you I had a picture of Bloody Buck and
Yeah.
trail cam, and I was so confident. I didn't get him that morning, but I went back to that spot. I ended up hunting close to there later in the season, and found this big buck bed and videotaped a really nice buck get up out of that bed. And I went back there this spring, turkey scouting on the other side of the road, and then I was like, I gotta go see if that buck bed's still there.
Yep.
And it was all tore up. That's where I took that video with the bones and the bed and the rubs and that. And that's right off the river's edge. So I'm going to be kayaking in there for sure.
Oh my god,
this
I
fall.
need to get.
That's-
Like, I'm so obsessed with this type of hunting. We have a caller though. Tony from Dodgeville. Let's get you on the show. I hope we can hear you. Tony, can you hear us?
Yep.
And you guys can hear him?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey,
I don't know
Tony.
if, I don't know
How's
if
it
our
going?
listeners can hear you, but at this point, it's fine. I think. So, how's it going, man?
What's up, guys?
We're just well, we're on to bourbon now.
I think
so.
we're sipping on the bourbon now. What are you up to, buddy?
That's
Yeah,
what's up.
man. What are you up to?
Not much. I'm looking to get your opinion on something.
Uh-oh.
So for the last 4 years in a row, I've had a fawn that sits underneath a little piece of scrub brush about 70 yards outside my kitchen. The question is, do you think that it is the same doe leaving her fawn under that same little piece of brush?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Or do you think that it is the fawn that was born there leaving her new yearling underneath that same piece of brush?
Wow.
That's possible
That's
They
a
were
fair-
confident until you
That's a
finished the
fair
question.
question.
That is a fair question.
But I think it's your first. I think it's the same doe.
Yeah, because if that doe has not had any competition for the area, and you hunt your whole farm, So you leave that area alone, she's not in any danger up there. That doe knows that. And if anything, you're acting as a security guard from other predators because you're moving around up there. Your scent is around, and the doe knows you're not going to hurt anything. So I bet it's the same old doe.
Does are more aggressive than people think. They are quite territorial, and I feel like once a doe finds a good fawning spot, they will fight off other does to like have, you know what I mean? Like they are territorial, and I feel like once a doe finds a good fawning spot, I've got spots like that I know of where every year they'll drop in the same spot, this little island in the Okayest River where I trout fish. There will be fawns on that island every year. It's a little tiny piece, and I feel like it's the same. I don't know. We're obviously speculating and guessing here, but
I saw it when I was hunting.
Yeah, I never thought enough to try to like pay attention to see if it looked like an older doe. They usually the doe will kind of call from the wood line, and that fawn will run out.
Mm-hmm.
I did get a picture. I'll send Greg a picture, but it's a bad picture. It's hard to tell.
Dude, I got a new phone.
I'll put a
just so you know. So send it to me on Messenger. I got a different phone number, so I'll text you with it later.
All right.
That's pretty cool, though.
But I just wanted to see what you guys thought. Yeah, I mean, I love it. It's like I said, 70 yards out of my window. I can see it every year.
And there's nothing better than just watching.
Just an observation I thought was weird.
Yeah, that's cool.
Did you guys see the video? I think Drury Outdoors posted it to their social of the skunk biting that fawn.
Yes, I did see it.
So
it made the rounds. It made it do a couple of them.
Yeah. I saw it on the Drury one, but I'm sure it was posted all because they just grabbed it like it wasn't their content. But it was fawn. Their survival tactic when they're little is to be motionless and scentless.
Yes.
That's how they're born, right? So the fawn is laying there curled up, and this skunk is just ripping on its hind end, just grabbing it, and the thing is just like, and it's just ripping on it. It's like you wouldn't think a skunk is gonna be trying to eat a deer, but here it is. The fawn's probably twice its size, and it's ripping on this little baby deer.
Nature. Not nurture out there. That's for sure. Tony, that's an interesting query. You called in November. What of 22 is the last time I see you had called in. Thanks for calling back in.
Keep record of that?
He's big brother in the shit out of this one.
We see that you visited this website. Watch out for Clark.
It tells me how many times people have called.
Clearly not enough, Tony.
But usually it's how I try to snuff out pranksters. I was like, "Ooh, has this guy called? Okay, he's called before. I've talked to him." But
I knew who it was as soon as I heard the voice.
It must have been the heat of the rut in 2022. Did you have a good year in 2022 in the rut?
No, I don't think that was a rut. That was right before like gun
season.
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
Right before gun season.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe that's what it was. Yeah, because you're in Wisconsin. I don't know that though. It told me.
Well, I don't live in Dodgeville.
That's okay. You don't need to give your exact location away. I wouldn't.
That's great. No, thanks for calling in. Good
yeah, man. Good to hear from you.
Yep, no problem.
All right.
Yep, you guys take it easy.
You too, bud.
Have a good one, Tony.
Calder asked a question. I'll put it on the screen. He says, do you all use permethrin? I spray down with permethrin the day of the tick hunt, which typically I do it the night before and let it soak into my clothes.
Yeah,
I also think that's why I didn't have as many mosquitoes as Anthony.
It might be
a potent smell to it.
I'd almost say absolutely.
So, but I did get bug spray too, and not like they did the bugs. The mosquitoes did not care. They were hungry, like they were just battling through all that stuff. It was crazy.
I never did in the past. I haven't done it much. I should do more. But like when I knew I was taking Gus out, I hung our clothes out on the deck and doused him 2 days in a row.
Hose them.
I was like, Gus, come here. Spray the crap out of
Whack them with Sawyers.
Our pants, our
spray
socks,
them down, let them dry.
And it worked well.
Ticks are no joke.
We had like maybe 2 ticks on us.
That's good because I think
normally I think
you and I had 2 ticks in like the first 5 minutes of walking in through that hellhole.
Yeah.
Ticks have been rough this year. It's not fun. I mean, like
we've been super dry. It's been awful.
Super dry.
the past 2 years.
Oh, I
We've
was
been
like-
dry here.
I was like,
yeah.
we live in the same fucking state.
No. Now
now it's
now we're
yeah.
finally getting rain and we're making up for it.
Yeah.
Like the lake near me, usually it's
Lakes
like
are down by
we have a
us.
flood
They-
warning right now.
they were
right now.
they were
We're-
down.
Yep.
It was like 18 inches to 2 feet below the most of the piers where the water level was. Now it's right up to the bottom.
Oh, there you go.
How's that changed? Well, let's not talk about fishing because I kind of know that'll go.
Why?
that'll
Why
go
not?
We have a podcast for that that you happen to host.
Oh, yeah.
Gus and I are gonna go gill fishing this week.
There you
Cool.
go.
Somewhere close.
Yeah, well, now that my
You got
daughter's staying
places.
at grandparents for the week because she's done with school,
Mhm.
I told Gus I'm gonna stop at the house, throw the canoe on the rough rack, pick him up from school, and we're just gonna go
Oh my
That's
God,
gonna be
hit
that
some
fun.
lake
life.
and try to hit some gills.
Dude,
in some
he's gonna be
shallow
so
water.
jacked.
And
They should be pretty quick on their beds.
he's
But
already. Yeah,
You should be able to find them in 8 feet of water. No problem.
There we go.
Slip
Yeah, the
bobbers,
water's gonna be different
bedworms.
because we got all this rain. There's a pond right by my house that wasn't there a couple years ago because they built the retention pond for the
Mhm.
construction that came through to connect a road. And
Oh, there'll be gills in there eventually.
dude, that place, that pond inside of 1 year is loaded up with largemouth bass,
Really?
like every cast. And so it's walkable distance from my house.
That's sweet.
The kids, it's so easy then because I don't got to worry about all the other stuff that goes along with it. It's cool.
Not bringing a boat just makes it so much easier.
Is that
Is that from your
That's,
trip?
the
that's
dough?
Tony. That's Tony. Tony sent it already.
That'd be a hard doe to identify.
Yeah.
From the backside, though, I'd say she looks pretty mature.
Try to say they all look the same from behind.
You get one from the front? They're coming into the bed.
Yeah, I mean, from that angle, it's hard to tell. Kind of tough to tell what
Words
it
are hard,
is.
Greg.
Blah, 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 eebity, eebity. That's all, folks. Yeah, it is a little hard to tell. I mean, whatever.
You don't have any trail cams.
Send me
do you?
that picture.
I don't.
I'll put up on the screen for when we talk about it. I'll put it on the YouTube channel. 57 minutes. Let me screenshot that.
When do you put your cams out, Greg?
July,
August?
July usually. Yeah, I start putting them out in July because right now nothing really. If you want cool, cute fawn pics, it's probably good, but things change.
So,
and
have you guys heard Iowa's doing away with cell cams?
On public?
Who else is
trail
doing that?
cameras in general.
Oh yeah,
There's
nothing
no
overnight.
No trail
can't
cameras
leave
being set overnight.
You can't leave anything overnight.
That's crazy. That's like
It's fair.
no trail cam. Or
Yeah,
cell
you
cam?
know, it's fair. Get back to using your woodsmanship. I mean, I
So
still
are we
suck
gonna-
at using my trail cameras the right way anyway. I mean,
I don't use.
I
any-
can't
Let's
say
at
as
least
I've
wipe
killed
it
a buck
clean.
that's been on my trail camera. I've had some dandies. We all have. I've not killed that
But are
anyone.
we going down a path where they're just not going to be like? It
Oh.
begs the question: are other states going to look at that and go, "We should do it too"? And I wonder what
Yeah.
the consensus is
Mhm.
because
And they're not the first state.
no, but there's
Kentucky,
cell
I
cams.
Look
think
at
did it.
but look at all the states out west too. I mean, they're banning them left and right.
But wait,
Well, they're
they're
saying
banning
that there's problems. Because
Well, there is because you got guides fighting over areas and screwing them up.
But there's cell cam banning and trail cam banning. I've not really heard a lot of trail cam bans. Have you?
no,
is it all
I
the
think this
same?
is the first
That's
traditional.
different.
Yeah,
But this isn't specifically. I mean, it kind of was probably aimed at trail cams, but you cannot leave any personal item on public land overnight.
Yeah.
Nope.
Stands,
No stands,
cameras,
no
always
nothing.
sticks,
used to
nothing.
stands. That's always been in my.
I've
that's what
always
we have
packed it
here.
in and packed it
Yeah.
out. I don't leave my stuff
But on the
out there.
public, I don't. The whole issue is like people like that's my deer, that's my
They're
spot.
using those
As
things.
soon
to
as you're
claim.
able to put a personal thing in a public spot, you're somehow attaching yourself to that spot. Whether you think you are or you're not, that's your spot in your brain a little
Mhm,
bit,
mhm.
right?
I agree.
So, yeah,
And even if someone else, I see a cell cam or a trail cam, someone going,
somebody else
someone's
is here.
They're
yeah.
doing it. You know,
I don't
no,
care,
just
I'm gonna
looking.
If
hunt
you
it
want
anyway.
public to be public, like don't leave personal shit there. I get it.
So
Oh, yeah.
actually, to that point though, let me.
I
just-
love trail cameras more than anyone. I have
Oh, they're
run 'em
blast.
forever.
They're fun to
I
run.
love them.
It's
but
cool to
I,
get the
I
pictures,
do think
but-
it's good. I think it's good.
to the. Why it's plugged in anyway. We'll have to watch that. The whole point of. I was going to say something about the. Oh, okay. I got to make sure I remember to change the camera. I always forget to do that. So, if I'm going hunting, and let's say it's 20 years ago, and trail cams aren't a thing yet, cell cams aren't a thing. We barely have cell phones in our pockets. You go to a spot, and you hear, and you look up and you go, oh, Sorry, I'll keep moving, or I'll back out. Whatever it is, you're not going to hunt there. There's someone just occupied the space. Doesn't make sense. You see a cell cam, a trail cam, a stand. It feels the same. It feels like, oh,
The area is not sacred anymore.
not that. Well, maybe, but
And
I'm saying like now I'm
I
like,
get that
oh, I've
mindset.
disrupted something. Someone's clearly trying to do something here. Now I don't feel like I'm going to hunt it, like because it feels occupied in some sense.
But I have areas where I know people sneak in there, drop cameras. They're python locked or cabled to the tree by some way, shape, or form. And you know what? I haven't seen anybody walking in here, and I know my trail systems pretty well to know if there's been people through there or not. Just the way the grass.
You think they're doing it as a way to say, but then they have to be doing something with it.
Well, yeah, they're gaining intel. They're trying to find out, and they might be setting this camera in August. Most of the time, it's August and September before season, and it's sitting there. It's soaking all the way into January yet. Who knows when the batteries died? Because I've walked by it, and I'm sure every other Tom, Dick, and Harry has walked by it too, waving at it. But he's also getting intel about the deer in between all the other hunters and people walking by it. So he or she knows what's in the area. Is this worth me coming back? Well, if I'm seeing a camera there 2 years in a row, he's got to be seeing something he likes or she likes that they're going to keep coming back.
Greg, maybe it's just you that they like.
Yeah, well, at least I'm showing them the pretty side.
Daddy like, I'm going to keep this camera here, see this guy.
You keep
coming
dropping
That guy.
gloves in front of
He
that
loved me
camera.
a long
Oh, let me
time.
get that.
Oh, have you seen my
And
dick?
mine-
I mean stick.
Got a
We
big
just said that
stick.
I got a big stick. Lord have
I
mercy.
peed there one time.
I swear I didn't know his camera was there.
Oh. Could probably start making feet pics on there too.
Oh,
Oh.
keep your boots on, dude. All right.
Keep your boots
I
on.
had a
Keep your boots
blister. I had a
on.
blister.
Unless
Keep
you're
it-
sprinting across the field after a
Right.
turkey.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
might want to slip
Might
them
want
off.
to slip them off. I don't know.
But I do think it feels like someone has laid claim. Is my point.
And-
And then
But they-
as
Late
someone
claim
who's
or not, unless you're in there, you have every right to go and hunt there.
100. I'm not saying I don't have the right. But I'm saying I feel, as the person that's discovered this,
It's
now I feel different about the area.
you certainly aren't the first person to discover it.
Yeah, and that's the part
And
that
that's
gets me too. Like, it wouldn't deter me from necessarily hunting there,
Correct.
except for then all of a sudden I'm like, in my head, I'm like, was the guy there checking that yesterday? Was he there in the morning? Was he there? When was he?
Yeah.
I'm in here for an evening hunt. If the guy walked through here yesterday at 5:30,
Or does he think
in
I'm
the
riding
evening,
his coattails?
I don't
want
want to
to
hunt here.
Well,
like,
but
then I
to
start doing the guessing, and then I'm
proximity,
just like,
proximity
screw
to a
this.
trail. Like
I'm out of here.
most of these cameras I'm finding some that are off the beaten path quite a ways, and then I'm finding some that are like trails right here.
My dad and I did a scouting mission several summers ago. Canoe across this lake. I think we're all like, Johnny Badass into the spot because it's not accessible. Well, it probably was accessible from a private area that someone's walking from their backyard or something. So we get in this area. All of a sudden, things start looking good. We're like, ooh, scat, rub, scrape. Ooh, this is looking good. We might be onto this. This might be trail cam. So then we both just stop and back out, and we didn't pursue. That's what I mean. Like, we're like, oh, someone's already got.
You don't know
the
when
bead
that
on
sign
us.
was made, though. Either it could have been made at night if somebody
Well,
keeps
correct. We don't
frequenting
know
that
when
area.
it was made, but it was fresh. It was the only spot we had come across that had some good sign
Good sign on it.
altogether. And then, boom, trail cam or whatever. And it was a trail cam because it was before cell cams. It was a number of years ago. But it was like, it changed our disposition to the tune of, I guess we're not going to go further now because someone else is already onto this. And now it felt like we were like, now what are we going to ride their coattails?
Well, that's
Kind of thing. Like, I don't know. It just felt weird.
I see what you're saying in that situation.
I'm not sure if I was articulating my point the way
No,
that
no,
I was
I
trying to.
hear you, and I feel the very, very much the same about like when you're off the beaten path or like in a spot.
Someone's
like,
already beat me to
I
this.
like to find these nasty
deserve
little
it.
areas.
Yes.
These things, and if I find a camera in there, it's like, hey, well done.
Good for you.
You know what I
You're
mean?
already
Like a
there.
little bit of
Yeah.
a nod to the hat. Like, I like this spot too. You got it. Like, I'm not gonna go busting
Yes.
in here. Like, you are
Yeah,
doing
certainly
what
not
I...
going to set a camera here.
No, well, yeah.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, right.
it's just
It'll
like
be
a
a
nod to the
Western
hunter.
watering
Like,
hole,
hey,
you know.
you're hunting the spot that I thought was a good spot. Like, go get them.
So if that goes away, I'm not upset about it. I wonder what it would do to commerce and to how we behave in the woods. And people, there's going to be a lot more laws being broken because people are going to do it anyways because they already have them. Think about like if you have 1, 2, 50 trail cam, whatever the number is, and the law goes, what do you do with these things?
But the other bad,
there's a market to resell them. Like, what if I want to put them on Craigslist? Like, what am I going to do? No one can buy them because what they're illegal.
No one can buy them. This just creates a bigger discrepancy between the public and private land hunters. Because now private land guys, you can have cell cameras, trail cameras.
You can do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want. But now, like, it's just creating a bigger divide between public and private. Do you know what I mean? Like, so there's the catch-22.
So the public land is getting a more even playing field, and the private land is going to get it easier.
Yeah.
Which is kind of
they're not getting. They're getting what they already have.
They're getting what they have already.
It's just getting it.
Yeah, we would get harder.
Yeah.
They're getting,
but it's not necessarily harder. It's just that we've gotten lazier.
Yep.
It's not really harder.
If anything, it's making it better. It's less people tramping around, dropping cameras, and making scent all over the place. Because I would say the majority of the cameras that I'm finding on public land are not cell cameras. I mean, I find maybe 3.
That's going to change.
3 out of 8.
I'm actually finding more cells than
and I think it's going to start switching that way. It's just a matter of who's got the better budget. But yeah, I found 3 cell cameras and the rest were regular cameras.
They're becoming commoditized. They're super affordable. It makes a lot of sense. Blah 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 blah. But it seems like, man, if they go away, I think people will be happier.
I think it's better
because then any buck is the buck that you might want to kill because you didn't already see it for months and know that there's a bigger one around or something or whatever it looks like. Like you'd be like, "Oop, shooter, never seen him. I'm excited." Like I'll quote Jared Scheffler forever on this, but like he said, I get excited about the hunt, not the deer. And I think a lot of deer will make the hunt exciting if we don't have all that extra intel pre-populated in our mind as a supposition about what we're going to go see.
Yeah, that's huge.
And
what
that's
you just said.
that's me.
Huge. That's everyone, right?
I mean, that's me now because I don't actively run anything.
Oh, yeah.
Do I dare put forth a challenge?
I don't care. Do whatever you want.
We don't run trail cameras this year and just see what we.
Derek's gonna give that look on his face again. We're supposed to punch him in the face.
What the fuck did you just say? What did you just say to me?
What am I gonna do with the 38 I have out?
I have 2 behind you, Greg. I have the Tacticams that I want to deploy. Beyond that, I got nothing. I had a Moultrie I tried once. It broke after one season.
Actually,
and that was the end of it.
I'd be really interested in doing that in Wisconsin.
Yeah,
I would like to hang a couple on the public.
I think it'd feel really hard to have like.
Need that.
Well,
I mean,
I just
you
have,
don't
like,
need it, but it's
have,
nice.
I have like 5 different areas that I really like.
Yep.
And if I go this year, I get to go down there for a weekend because you and I are going to Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have 2 days, I sure would like to have some.
The more ammo, the better.
As to which spots
I will say it feels like the smoking ban in the bars. Leading up to it, when the bill was proposed, and there was all the time before the decision, they was like, "No, you can't tell me what to do. This is my business. I smoke in my bar." Blah 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 blah. Meanwhile, we're all like secretly like, "Yeah, I actually fucking hate cigarette smoke in my hair and in my clothes." Like I would. I know that we shouldn't be telling you what to do, but like I'd love to not have smoking bars. And then we got to the other side, and everyone's like, "Oh, thank God, there's no more smoking bars." Like I think it'd be like, "Don't tell me I can't use trail cams and cell cams. Are you fucking crazy?" And then when we get to the other side, be like, "You know what? I feel a lot better about this."
I've actually
now.
enjoyed my time in the woods a lot.
Yeah, I think it would feel similar to something like that in my mind. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. I swore a lot. I probably owe. There's no dollar amount on that, so I don't carry any cash. That's where jars are gonna get filled up, though.
I will say that
penny a curse.
In the time that I've run trail cameras, which has been many years, I have learned more from that than any other.
Oh yeah,
you changed my whole disposition about it when you talked about and wrote about and did videos about just simply trying to catch bucks on trail cam in daylight.
Yeah,
just that sentence changed my.
If you can do that consistently,
that's what I would call.
Then you're on to something.
You're going to be a way better hunter.
Yep,
guaranteed.
You're on to something then.
Yep. Let me bring a caller in, then we'll start to wind her down here. But we got Noah Heinz calling in from Wisconsin. What's up, Noah? What do you got, buddy?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Sorry
hey, good. How you doing, Noah?
Good, Noah.
We've moved on to topics since when you called in. Sorry.
What you got, man?
Actually was up at my property last weekend.
Sweet. Anything good going on?
Checking on the food plots. Oh, food plots are doing great with all this rain.
Oh man, they ought to be
I bet you they're
going
green and lush.
gangbusters. Do you have any ponds in the middle of your food plots that you wish weren't there?
Surprisingly, no. I should just got them all regraded last year, so
Nice,
that problem has been taken care of.
beautiful.
I have baby grass seed growing in my front yard. I'm doing the dad move. I'm literally drinking my coffee, looking out the front door, and watching the grass, and I couldn't be more proud. And every time the kids go outside, they already know, don't step in my grass.
I'm a little bit surprised you didn't throw some brassica or clover seed in there
Yeah,
with all that time.
I'm a little disappointed. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, well,
Noah, what'd you
duly
plant?
noted.
I have one of my plots is kind of like a little staging plot. I'm starting a clover on that this year. I did a winter rye last fall. So I just put it in last year. The other two, I'm using a mix called Vitalized Seed.
I've heard of it.
Of course you have.
Yeah, still trying to figure out that. It looks like it's coming up pretty good, so fingers crossed.
So have you structured in a way that you have like early, mid, and late season covered from a feeding standpoint for these animals, or how is it laid out?
Yeah, so obviously that top clover plot, that's pretty much going to be clover year long. My other two plots, one of them I'm doing the full Vitalize. They advertise this two-step system. So you do a spring plot, which is supposed to boost nitrogen in the soil. And then late summer, you're supposed to terminate that crop. And then once you do that, you throw in their next seed blend, which is more for fall, which that's more of your brassicas and, your later fall carbon load.
Sure.
It puts carbon back in the soil and is also a more, obviously, fall-oriented crop.
Yep.
So I'm doing that on one of my other so my two main food plots, one of them's a little lower quality soil, so I'm doing that full system with that to try to build up the soil. My other plot, in the fall, I do half of just a full brassica plant, and the other half like a winter wheat or winter oats.
So when you terminate the crop, are you mowing it and then tilling it in and then spreading your seed?
So how I'm planning, this is going to be the first year it's looking like I'm going to get a good enough crop to do it, is I'll spray it with glyphosate, which will kill the crop, and then I will till that in as much as I can. It'll kind of create a thatch layer too, for some good fertilization and moisture retention. And then you just broadcast right over that.
Yeah. If you get good contact with your seed to the soil and you have thatch over it to hold the moisture, you'll be in pretty good shape, especially if we're going to continue on the trend we are with the rain.
No, that's fascinating.
Yeah, that is
you know more about agriculture than I shouldn't say more than, but like the way you're doing it, you have to know as much about the agriculture as the deer and how they work together. It's like, how can I make hunting more interesting and hard? Let's talk about food plots. I can't even grow fucking grass seed in my front yard, Noah. Okay.
You turn into a farmer.
It's definitely an interesting.
Oh yeah.
It's definitely an interesting thing to get into. Like that's kind of my little niche thing that I've been
it's fun
working on, reading up on.
Creating habitat is a really neat thing. You're gonna like do like soft edges and all that shit too. Like who else are you paying attention to get content around that wheelhouse of topic? Because you're sure not getting it here. In fact, you're providing it right now.
Yeah, it's the main podcast I listen to. It's the Habitat Podcast.
Yep. Those guys,
they're pretty good on all that stuff.
They do a very good job.
I'd say check out Southern U, but they're down south. That doesn't really help you.
Habitat does a nice
job.
job.
I've been meaning to talk more about that. But yeah, the Habitat guys are more Michigan based, so they're a little bit more our climate.
Mm-hmm.
I've had quite a few friends, coworkers who hunt central Wisconsin and a little bit north of there, who always swear that getting the fall food plots planted on Labor Day weekend produces just about perfect results in their like fall plots for November hunting, late October hunting. When do you plan on getting your fall ones?
Yeah, either Labor Day at the latest or earlier in August. I'm up by Tomahawk, so it's pretty far north.
Yeah.
Very, very short growing season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking we get frost sometimes late September.
Earlier August, probably good then, huh?
Yeah.
Are you gonna be at Foam Fest? That's the real question here.
Yes, I will be.
Attaboy.
I'm actually doing I'm doing a 3D league actually this summer
cool.
too.
So you're gonna kick our ass, sweet.
Nice.
Great, that's what I needed. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what my percentage.
Well, the new Hoyt is might help with that as well.
Okay.
Are you shooting the left?
That's the Matthews.
That's the
Oh,
Matthews.
Hoyt. Sorry, my
Hoyt.
bad.
Yeah.
What is the new Hoyt?
I picked up the
Isn't it just called
RX-7?
Hoyt? Aren't all their boats just Hoyt?
No.
I shoot a Hoyt.
RX-7.
Just the one, right?
It's an RX-7.
I'm just being an asshole.
Is that
We
a
know.
carbon? Is that a carbon one?
No, I don't think it is. I think
Yep, it is. It is
is
one of
it?
the carbon ones.
See, I don't know Hoyt boys.
Yep.
Very nice.
He doesn't know Hoyt boys.
Hoyt boys.
You know,
I don't know
Hoyt.
Hoyt. I know a Hoyt boy now.
You know one Hoyt boy.
Right
Can
here.
you get a
Hoyt
shirt
boy.
that says Hoyt boy? Like, Hoyt boy, how you doing? Bring that to the tournament.
Bring that bad boy down. It'd be fun to watch you shoot.
I'd put on a shirt, but I don't know how it fits with our brand. But I think it's funny. So much to do it.
Would it be Boyd? Like B-O-Y-T?
Hey, Boyd. Hey, Boyd. Oh, sorry.
Oh, Lord. You glad you called in?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about the trail cams, but this is great too.
Yeah. What's your
what's your
thoughts
take on it,
trail
man? What's your
cam?
thought? We'd like
He's
to hear.
private land. I don't want to hear it. I'm just kidding. But,
Yeah.
but
So because I saw the post and I had meant to comment on it, but then my breakdown was over.
That's all right.
Oh yeah. The great debate we posted today. So Megan wrote that. Megan Postal wrote that one, and it was pretty good.
Megan's gone postal.
Oh geez. That's our last name. You take it easy.
No, I'm not. I could see why it might have been banned. I'm not well versed on those states, but I could see an ethical problem with cell cams. You can set them to an instant send to your phone. So I could see you setting some up and then going and basically just chasing down bucks right after the camera sent you a picture. So I could see kind of an ethical problem there. I don't believe they should be just straight up banned. If people believe, and DNR people believe that it's that much of an issue, why not put a regulation saying that they're restricted to only send pictures after 24 hours?
How could you enforce that?
That would have to be brought up with the data company. That's
the problem becomes enforcement, right?
Yeah.
Like,
But it
could be done.
If they're going to enforce TikTok ban, they can enforce a fucking trail cam ban.
Yeah, is that an FCC regulation?
And it could be, to your point, like a
24-hour. FCC or even just a straight up hardware. Make it so the manufacturers have to manufacture it so it can only send it 24 hours.
There you go.
It's driving me nuts, guys. It keeps doing it. It thinks my head is a thumb.
I mean, I'm just saying a solution to the problem instead of outright banning.
Yeah.
No, I think that's wise.
Like that big of an issue.
If that is the issue, is the frequency of or the time of the alert, then 24 hours would mitigate that a little bit, and that is doable. Like those companies could then just build into their software apps sorry, the only one we're going to allow based on this enforcement is 24 hours. Because you as a user can pick. Because it costs more to have them send more frequently or more quickly.
Well,
So
yeah,
if I want
you eat up a
real-time-
data plan pretty fast if
Correct.
you do that.
And I know that because I caught a stick moving every minute for 24 hours.
It's a battery usage thing too.
That too.
So
For the trail cam.
you as a user can already pick that. So it is something that is you can isolate that. And then it could be like, well, no, this is the only thing. It's 24 hours or whatever options beyond that. So that's an interesting call out. But I mean, it's not a thing here in Wisconsin. So like, at least we don't have to worry about it for a while. But I just like holy shit, I can't get words out of my mouth.
See what I'm saying?
Much about like what's going on in Colorado. It's like, it's a slippery slope. So it feels like it's only a matter of time before another state's going to deal with and wrestle with this issue, in my opinion. So I'm not saying mark my words, but I wouldn't be surprised if in like 2026 we're having this conversation again, and it's like, now it's here in Wisconsin. What are we going to do about it? You know, I don't know why I'm sounding like I'm from 1950 all of a sudden, but
it's like with live scope for fishing, you know.
Oh, don't get people started front-facing sonar and live scoping. Like,
you can find the fish all you want. You can find the deer all you want. You still got to kill them. You still got to catch them.
Yeah, the killing of the deer thing is really fucking hard. I've gone on record and stated somewhere in the lineage of this show saying like, if the trail cam tells me the deer is coming this way at this time with this, I'll still find a way to mess it up. Like, that part's still really hard, but it is making it less unfair for the animal, and it is putting the odds in my favor more and more as the hunter. But I also am not the kind of person that can act on it popped off at 12. I'm going to go out there at 1. Like, that's not my life. That's not going to happen. I'll just go, oh, glad I got that picture. See you in 4 days. Hope you're still there. Like, it's not going to do anything for me.
Oh, look, another hunter walked by.
He must have his camera right there too. You know.
Oh, look, there he is.
On the other
His
side of
camera
my
is
tree.
facing mine.
Look at that stick.
Oh, the stick was blowing in front of his camera also. It cost him $12.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a for us it's a fun debate because it doesn't matter, but for others, like I think it could be a really positive outcome overall. And then I think if it were to happen, you got to abide by the law. Then you just start to live your life that way. Like it just would be what it is, kind of thing.
I think that's all you can do. It's like baiting, you know.
Yeah, look at that's been banned for years, and there's still plenty of people who do that too.
All sorts
though.
of them. We still run across stuff on public
all the time.
I think it'd be funny with cell cams because you
what?
could trace that back to a data plan. I think like you could get a SIM card and be like, nope, I know this is John Smith.
Send him a fine.
Yep. You could be in trouble there. On the trail cam side, it's like, well, now that I know it's there, maybe I'll entrap you and catch you checking it or something, which would be a sting operation, which would be way more expensive to do.
Oh yeah.
Just saying.
Well, you know where baiting's not banned?
I don't.
Up in Price County. Right on my property.
Baiting doesn't work. They just come at night and eat it, and then you're like, cool. Then my food's gone, and they were here, but you just turned me at night.
Baiting can definitely work.
It can work.
It can work.
If you're not,
it has worked for me. It has worked for me for one doe because it let her guard down. Like she went straight to eating that, and so I was able to get a perfect shot with her just standing still.
Well, baiting, all that did for me up in the Northwoods when I was a young hunter, it made me scared that a bear was going to come by.
It's good at that.
My dad's like, I got these bottles of apple juice. Spray this on the trees, too, in addition to the apples you're dumping out. I was like, I don't know. I feel like a bear is really going to get curious here. Like, I'm really worried about a bear.
Did you put up the sign that said for deer only? That's where you messed up.
Yeah, you should have done that. Deer can read, you know.
Going out into the Northwoods in pitch black at 4 a.m.
They know where they should cross and shouldn't cross the street.
Shit, this is a deer bait. On to the next one, Charlie.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the call, Noah. Good stuff.
Yeah,
And good job,
problem,
Mr. Green Thumb.
Yeah, send us some pics of the plots.
Yeah.
Pics of the plots. Plot pics.
Yeah, for sure, guys.
Hashtag plot pics.
That's your next Facebook page. Plot pics.
Eric would like it even better if you took your boot off and put your bare feet.
You're the one talking about foot.
What does your
stuff.
toes look like in that lush green?
In that lush
brassica?
green. He's all about the feet pics.
No.
You guys need to know anything about Eric. It's feet pics.
It's feet pics.
Feet are gross. You know what I think's cute? My kids' feet.
Till they're up your nose.
Dude, I actually have I think I'm going to pull the trigger on a cup for sleeping.
A what?
A cup for my ball sack.
Yeah.
Dude,
but just ensures you're not having a
I don't know if it's
fourth.
because the height they're up, but when they crawl in bed with me to snuggle in the morning, and foot and everything just boom right in the nutsack. I'm like,
wake up.
God damn it! I didn't see
It's
that
better
coming
than
at
an alarm
all.
clock.
It's terrible. It's like, why is that where your foot decided to come down like a hammer? What at the heel? You know?
When it happens, does chop suey come into your mind?
Dude, it's awful. I don't understand. And Holly's like, why are you screaming so angrily? I'm like, I love you. I'm done now. What's the fourth kid? I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's actually possible the number of times I got kicked in the balls by the kids. I'm pretty sure I'm not fertile any longer.
Or no, it might just be a special needs child.
Jeez.
And they need love too.
That scares me. All of it scares me. Pregnancy is a very scary thing. How animals give birth without medical attention is beyond me. Oh, thanks, Andrew Bruce. Thanks for joining the show. Buy a 2-pack. I'll split the cost. He understands my pain. Literally, my pain. Maybe I will. I'll ship one to your house, one to my house.
Amazon find. There you go.
Oh, boy.
The dad cup.
I can't imagine what I'm going to get retargeted with for ads if I start looking for cups. Probably just a bunch of sports shit. Oh, you play soccer? Do you get ads for that kind of stuff? Soccer guy? No.
For cups?
I don't know. You kick in the balls playing soccer? I feel like a foot could fly.
Balls. Balls are the balls. Foot to the balls, rarer. Balls are the balls, yeah.
Ball to the ball to base.
Kid Rock, ball with the ball reference.
Yeah.
Man, it's been a while. I'm listening to that on the drive home.
I guess we're going to have to fire up the old Spotify on the way home.
Let's have a good night, everybody. We'll see you later.
Way to end it on a positive note.
Get kicked in the balls.